Thursday. I would say happy Thursday, but it's not really. Blowing a gale, nearly blew me off the seafront this morning. Oh dear. Well, finally I'm going to get around to showing you the book. Not that thrilling really, but I'll show you the book anyway. First of all, what have I been ordering? Well, I couldn't get any sparkle yarn anywhere. This is called Robin Sparkle, and I got it from a place called The Works, because nobody else had any. But it's not very sparkly. I mean, you have to shut or shout whip if you see a sparkle. Not very sparkly at all. It's got a kind of a bit of lurex in it, but not that much. I'm quite disappointed with it, really. I was hoping it would be very, very glittery, very, very sparkly, very Christmassy type, snowflakey type white, but it's not. So I got that from The Works. This I got from the Wool Factory. It's a little shop in the UK. This is Boho Spirit. It was $3.99 a ball, and it's all fastened up for some reason or another. It's all stuck together in the sellotape. I got two colours. As you know, I'm crocheting for boho things for the shop. So they wanted like purples, pinks, whatever, cerises. It's a bit difficult when you're looking at a little bit of paper about an inch square to see what actual colour you're actually going to get. Anyway, this one's called Cosmic. As I say, I got it at $3.99. This was, I can't remember how much the other one was. I think it was about £3 for 100 gram. This is $3.99 for 100 gram. And those are the colours. Called Cosmic. Cosmic. It's not the brightest, which I would have chosen obviously for myself, but you know, it's what colours they wanted. This one I'm not too sure whether they will like it or not, because even though it's got sort of mustard and green in it, I don't know about the other colours, but it's got a beautiful cerise in it, which may, you know, please. Beautiful cerise and a red, but I don't know about the green and the sort of mustard shade. I don't know about that. This one is called Zest, like the zest of a lemon or the zest of an orange. Zest it's called. Anyway, we'll see what it works up like, whether it's got a lot of green in it or not. You know, some of the others, they're showing much more green, aren't they? Oh, pulling this one out of its label. Denuding it. That one has got a lot more of the greens and the mustards showing. It's the way that they wind the ball, isn't it? I took it out of the label, which I don't like doing, but there we go, label back on. I'm not sure about the mustards and the greens, but I like the other colours, the purples and the reds. We'll see what it crochets up like here. Anyway, as for the baby book, as I say, I'm not that enamoured really about it. It's Charlotte Kofoed Westh. It's called the Nordic Baby Crochet. Assembly free patterns for little ones. Once again, it was an Amazon book. That's the lady's name in case I'm butchering it. That's her name. I think I paid about £16 for the book or something, but I don't think there's much I'll be using out of it, to be truthful. Yeah. Assembly free patterns for little ones. Well, they must like plain things. That's all I can say in, where is it, Norway? Nordic, Norway. Before I start about the patterns, blah, 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 blah. Let's carry on going, blah, blah, loads of pictures. Showing me how-tos, stuff like that. Loads and loads and loads of pictures and tips and loads of things. Let's start on the real patterns. Baby clothes, here we go. Alma's tunic. Alma's tunic. As I say, it's very, very basic. I don't know whether you're crocheting into the back loops. Oh, tension, yeah, BLO, black loop. Keep saying that, don't I? Back loops. Can't say it. Miller's blouse. Again, I think it's crochet back loops again. She seems to have a bit of an obsession with back loops. That's what it looks like. It's got a gap at the back and it's a bit short, isn't it? I wouldn't wear it with those pants, but hey ho, I would wear it with a little skirt or long trousers for a little girl. Yeah, you know, it's not not how I would dress a little girl, but never mind. I'm not modern, am I? So, you know, my opinion doesn't count. This is Philippa's dress, which is a bit of a weird picture. She's like dashing away as if she couldn't bear to be wearing it. Diving off somewhere. That's the back view of it on a smaller child. Once again, quite basic, quite plain. And that's the front view. I don't think I'd be rushing to make anything. Right, this is Otto's cardigan. You can't see it's a cardigan unless there's another picture. Looks like a sweater to me, but we'll look if there's any buttons on it. Right. Yes, it has got buttons on. Otto's cardigan. Otto's cardigan. There we go. Sorry if I'm covering it up. It has got buttons. Olga's sweater we're on to now. Where's Olga? Not a very good picture of Olga in her sweater. Not really good, is it? Esther's cardigan. She seems to have a thing about frills, doesn't she? Back loop crochet and frills. Esther's cardigan. Now this says Eric's jacket, but it doesn't look much like an Eric to me. It looks more like a little girl, or maybe I'm wrong. Or maybe little boys have ponytails these days. That's Eric's jacket. What have we got next? Anton's nappy pants. Well, Anton has got frills on his nappy pants. If you can see them. Perhaps it's this gender fluid business, you know, boys looking like girls, girls looking like boys. I don't know, I'm old fashioned. Right, what's this one? What is it? Nappy pants. It seems to be a vest of some description. It appears to be side to side. Oh gosh, you know I'll get the hang of this camera one day, won't I? Side to side. Freya skirt. Once again, I'm not very excited about Freya's skirt, I'm sad to say. To be honest, I haven't come across much that I really like in here. William's vest. Carl Vigo's trousers. Well, if they'd made him a bit longer, they might have been alright, but he looks like he's grown out on them. A bit short. Or is it the fashion to wear ankle grazers these days? Right. Have another look. Jen and Julie's top. Or Jen's and Julie's top. Bit dark patterns, but I think there's another picture, if I'm not mistaken. I think there's another picture somewhere. No, there isn't. Oh yes, there is. A little bit brighter. Showing it. Two colours at the base, one colour at the top. Now this one says Anthony's tunic. Well, I'm sure if I had a little boy called Anthony, he wouldn't be wearing a dress. But hey ho, that's Anthony's tunic. Perhaps we're back to the gender neutral. He, she and it, you know. Which I will never get the hang of because I'm far too old for that sort of stuff. Right, that's the back view. I would be putting my foot in it, left, right and centre. Right, Lucia's top. You know, the pictures are not very good at all. I don't know whether the children wouldn't cooperate or what. Once again, frill. Very plain with a frill. She has a thing about frills. She has a thing about back root crochet and she has a thing about frills. That's the back view. Annie's t-shirt. And there is a pattern for the hat, I think, further along, if you're interested in a floppy hat. That's Annie's t-shirt. I can't tell you what wool we're in because it's all in foreign. You'd have to guess. Or do a tension swatch. You'd have to guess. Thit's a sweater. T-H-I-T. Thit. I'm sorry, but I'm sure I wouldn't call my baby Thit. Yeah. That's Thit's sweater. And that's the back view of said sweater. My fingers are so cold. Now once again this says Eva's romper, where that looks awfully like a little boy to me. Maybe it's just a little girl that's got no hair. Maybe. That's the romper. I mean, I know you can put them on a little girl if you're trendy or whatever, but no, I'm a little boy. Alexander's bodysuit. Alexander's bodysuit. Oh, Rosie's moving about. Oh, a horsey going past. Sorry you can't see the horsey. That one's done in the two colours, but I think it's still the bodysuit. What have we got here now? Emma's dress. Once again, Emma's on the move. She obviously doesn't want to be photographed. She's moving away. Oh, I cannot turn pages. My fingers are so cold. Agnes Marie's Christmas dress. That's Agnes Marie's Christmas dress. And that's the back view of little Agnes Marie wearing her Christmas dress. Are you still with us by now? You sure you haven't nodded off? Amanda's dress, this one. Is it just me or are they all dreary? I think they're all dreary. Sorry about this, but... Leo's christening dress. Leo's christening dress. That's not me snoring in the background, by the way, it's Trixie. It's Trixie. Lulu's bonnet, which she appears to have on upside down, unless I'm mistaken. Either that or her head is bigger than the bonnet, because it doesn't seem to fit her very well. Oh, I'm being very negative, aren't I, about this book? But I'm not thrilled. Accessories. Ash's bib. I'm just not enamoured at all. George's Cap and Mittens. George's Cap and Mittens. Oh, I can see this book going somewhere else. Can't see me keeping this one. Manners Moccasins. Please tell me if you like any of these. Is it just me? Pia Bowles Sun Hat. A floppy sun hat. Berthine and Helene's collars. Collars. Bibs by another name. Whatever. I think we're near the end. Oh no, we've got Baby's Room next. We've got Dagmar's Elephant Rattle. I don't know whether there's a picture of Dagmar's Elephant Rattle. Oh yeah, there is a better picture of Dagmar's Elephant Rattles. I didn't bother taking this book to knit club because, to be honest, I didn't think anybody would be interested in it. Pacifier cards. Oh, my fingers are so cold. It was hot in the cafe. I had to take my sweater off, but it was so cold. Coming down the seafront, I was like being blown one way and the other. Right, Vidar or Vidar's baby blankets. I don't know whether they show a better picture of it laying flat. Oh, they do. Showed it with all the colours laid out. I think I'd rather have the log cabin blanket, actually, to be honest with you. Well, if I was giving this book any stars, I would be hard pressed to give it stars, really. It's just not my type of crochet. It might be your type of crochet, let me know. Sandra's baby blanket. It just isn't mine at all. I can't say that there's one thing in here that I would say, oh boy, I need to crochet that. Phillips baskets. When I think about the other baby book I reviewed a couple of videos back, how beautiful all of those things were. And they were beautiful. And how plain this is. Jack's cloth and nursing pads. I presume it's not Jack who needs the nursing pads. I presume it's Mummy. Right, any more for any more? I think we're at the end. Oh no. Bjorn's coat hanger cover. My auntie did make some of those for me once. They are very useful because your dresses don't slip off when you've got a cover on them. So that's about it, really. As I say, I'm not that thrilled at all with it. That's who she is, Charlotte Kofoed Westh or something. Kofoed Westh. Whatever. And it's called Nordic Baby Crochet. And I think I just wasted £16 on that book. It's not quite going in the recycle, but it won't be going very far. It'll be given away. Foils, sadly I cannot give it away as a giveaway because it's so heavy. Cost me a fortune to post the flipping thing. Oh dear, I've just been up to the post office. I had to call in there. Oh joy, oh joy. And if you're looking at my eye, I've got a sore eye. When I woke up this morning, it was all gummed together. I don't think it's conjunctivitis because it's not red, but we'll wait and see tomorrow. It was completely closed this morning and glued together like super glue. So, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to go now and read my book. I'm enjoying my book. I read quite a bit of hers. I read these are the Brighton Mysteries. It's Ellie Griffiths. I've read the other ones which are about an archaeologist. I don't know what they're called, I can't remember now. I read 10 of that collection. But this is 1 to 5 of Ellie Griffiths. So I'm reading that at the moment. I'm trying to finish off a bit of crochet. The black bolero is still minus its sleeves. They're done, but they just need stitching in, and it needs the edging putting on them, as it was like that last week. Oh, this eye started getting crusty now. Sorry, too much information. So anyway, I'm going to go try and read my book and try and sit on the chair. I've got the little snoring one sat behind me as a back pillow, but she's not very comfortable because you can't really lean on her and squash her, can you? So the family are out at the moment. We've got a 5-year-old, I think it's a 5-year-old, is it 4-year-old? I don't know, great-grandson. Anyway, I think he's 5. He is here at the minute until, but next week I'm all on my own, me and the doggies. We're on our own. Family are off to Spain. So you might see more of me, you poor things. You might see more videos of me, although I haven't got a lot to show you really. I'm pretty boring really. I don't know how people do these vlogger days. I've nothing to say to you. What would I say to you for every single day besides waffle, waffle, waffle? Yes, anyway, I'm going to go. I'm not going to bore you anymore. That was a very boring book, wasn't it? I'm sorry if you think it was boring, because I did as well. But it was one of the most boring books I've ever bought. And I don't know who I'm going to donate it to. Some poor soul, no doubt, will be getting it. But it'd have to be local, because I'm not posting it, as I say. It probably cost me about £20 to post it. It's that heavy. So I shall see. Or we shall see. Whatever. I don't know when I'm going back to Prestwich. My niece is in Edinburgh at the moment with her hubby, having a holiday. And so I can't go next week, obviously, because I'm on my own with the dogs. And the week after that, I've got a doctor's appointment for me back, me neck, me shoulder, whatever. Anyway. The rest of it, it'd be my eye as well if it doesn't improve, won't it? So, anyway, before I go into a diatribe about my ailments, which nobody wants to know about, and it makes an extremely boring video if I do, I'm going to go. So I'm going to say goodbye, and I'm going to maybe watch some TV to watch. It's 4 o'clock here. The sun's still shining, but it's blowing a flipping gale. Yeah. My friend did say that it's supposed to be being sunny. That somebody that she follows, who usually gets the weather right for Fleetwood, said it's going to be nice and sunny. So I'm hoping that we're going to be in the garden next week. Just us 3. Peaceful as can be. I'm going out tomorrow because I'm going down to the shop. I went down with my stuff to the shop, but I had to leave it because I was in a rush. So I need to go back and see what they did want, what they didn't want, and bring the other stuff back. Yeah. Still finding some ways of having the grand sale of everything that I have, made up already. I'm so lazy. I really am so lazy. I need a web page, and I'm just so lazy. Yeah. Maybe next week when I've got more time. Ha 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 ha. When I'm not nursing a dog. Ha ha ha. Because Trixie seems to think that Grandma is just there to sleep on. So I can't do much crocheting because everything will be full of dog hair. Which isn't very conducive to being sold, is it? So nobody wants things covered in dog hair, do they? Right, I'm going to go, as I said before. My 3rd time of saying I'm going to go, so I'm going to go. So bye for now. Thank you very much for watching. Maybe next week, you lucky people will see more of me. Or maybe you won't. Depends how I feel. Bye for now.